Attention, WoW Nation! Attention, WoW Nation! Attention, WoW Nation! Attention, WoW Nation! Attention, WoW Nation!
What is going on, WoW Nation? It's your boy, Mr. HD in the building. One time, you already know what it is. Check in, check in. Yeah, man, you already know what it is. A little bit late. I had to put my kid to sleep. You know what it is. But we going to get into this news because we got a lot. We got some spicy topics that we need to get through because a lot of stuff happened over the last couple days. A lot of people did interviews and said stuff, and we going to talk about all of it. Obviously, we had NXT UK, or NXT, it felt like NXT UK. We had NXT on last night. I did watch some of the show, actually. This is the first time I watched NXT in a long time. I didn't watch all of it, but I watched a little bit of it. I wanted to see the Braun Breaker match and
Attention, WoW Nation!
Shout out to Billy Christ, Bella XXK. I couldn't get all that before it went off the screen. Shout out to you, bro. Thanks for the sub. Yeah, and you know, we got a lot to talk about, man. So we gonna get into it. Where do we start? Where y'all want to start? This is a lot of news. Let me get my joint right. I'll say, let's start with the lead story. It's the lead story for me. And like I was saying, it was NXT last night, and apparently the NXT UK brand. We didn't talk about it last week, but their shows got canceled or postponed. I'm not 100% sure. It's not been 100% clear. I haven't heard anything from Sad.
Attention, WoW Nation!
That. So shout out to all the people on Twitch. We are streaming live on Twitch. Shout out to y'all on Twitch for following, man. I appreciate everybody on Twitch. Twitch.com/wrestling on weed. If you're looking for us on Twitch. Yeah, man. Shout out to everybody on the tube. WoW Nation gang. What's up, Dave? See you in the chat, my guy. What's cracking? Yeah, so NXT UK, apparently their tapings got canceled, which is really unfortunate. But I mean, does anybody watch that shit? Honestly, let's be 100% honest. I don't think anybody really watches NXT UK at this point. You know, I'm sure some people watch it. There's not a lot of people watching. So I'm not sure if that's why the tapings got canceled or what the reason is behind it, but they did. And a lot of the wrestlers, a lot of the, the main names over there in NXT UK showed up last night on NXT, and it was a special broadcast of NXT Heatwave, or whatever, since they're not doing takeovers anymore. Please bring back takeovers. Please just bring back takeovers. They were epic. Like, they were the best shows WWE put on most times, outside of some manias and stuff. Like bring back takeovers, man. You want to get those NXT superstars over real big. Bring back the takeovers. I'm sure it'll happen. Triple H is in charge. But yeah. So we got a few stars. I'd seen B Priestley on the show. I don't know who that trio is that attacked Diamond Mine. I'm not really hip to those guys. But yeah, so this I guess they're the NXT UK Tag Team Champions, I think. And they showed up. We had a surprise. Something that I wasn't aware of, and I don't think any friend. No, I'm not a Fringe wrestling fan. Obviously, I'm a Mark, but I didn't know that Tyler Bate won the NXT UK Championship. Apparently, this happened weeks ago, and there was a tournament because Ilya Dragunov I guess he got hurt and he had to forfeit the title or something. They were having a tournament. I ain't know none of this. When he showed up at the end of the show after the Braun Breaker and McDonough match, I was like, why does he have I didn't know he won the belt. I fuck with Tyler Bate. Tyler Bate is cool ass motherfucker. I met him at Wale Mania a couple years ago in Tampa. So met a lot of people there. But yeah, it was he's a cool dude. You know what I mean? Got all the swag in the world. So, real fly, know how to dress. I can appreciate that as a fashion designer. And yeah, it was a surprise to me. I had no idea that Tyler Bate was the NXT UK champion. And the funny thing about it is he's not supposed to be right now. Because obviously, like I said, they spoiled it, because the tournament hasn't aired. The tournament for the vacant championship hasn't technically aired. It already got taped and it already happened. Clearly, Tyler Breeze won. But yeah, he doesn't, nobody knows how. Like, what was the finish? Like, nobody has any ideas. So it is what it is, man. Tyler Bate is the current NXT UK, or the future. I feel like I'm stuck in the multiverse. I don't know what's happening right now. But yeah, Tyler Bate is the NXT UK champion, and he came out and faced off with Braun Breaker after he just beat the hell out of Big Donna. He destroyed him. But yeah, it was interesting. I didn't, I assume that NXT UK is about to be finished. Like, I don't know. What y'all think? I think NXT UK is about to be a wrap. Like, because it feels like, I mean, they're canceling taping, and if they were bringing it back, wouldn't they just bring it back when it was over? Like, I heard some people talking about they're about to do Worlds Collide. I think they said it on the show, but it was like, but I'm like, all right, but do they have a brand? Where's their show? Like, are we gonna? And I don't know how that's gonna work. I don't even know where they're gonna air the NXT UK Championship tournament that already happened. I don't even know if they care about it anymore. I guess they'll air it in retrospect. Like, this is how he got the title. Let's show you these matches. And they're pre-tape. You know what I mean? They'll, make it known that it's pre-taped and everything. And they'll talk about him winning the championship before the matches even start. And they'll just let you see the matches and how it played out. I guess that's how it should go. But I'm not really sure. I just think NXT UK is done. It's unfortunate. I don't want it to be done because there's a lot of superb talent over there, like Tyler Bate, like Ilya Dragunov, like B Priestley, and you still got spaces for I'm not gonna get my hopes up. I want Will Ospreay in WWE. I'm not gonna get my hopes up. I know he's more likely to be in AEW since he's already wrestling on that show, but he doesn't have a contract with them. I don't think. You know what I mean? So I'm, I just want to see Will Ospreay in WWE. I mean, I know in AEW all the matches he can have and blah blah blah, but I've seen him wrestle so many of those dudes. You know what I mean? It's like all the people from New Japan, like it's like they end up in AEW at some point. So he's already wrestled so many dudes that's on Dynamite. I want to see him wrestle Roman Reigns. You know what I mean? I want to see Will Ospreay versus, you know what I mean, one of the Usos. You know what I mean? It's like I want to see Will Ospreay versus Walter, you know, or Gunther. You know what I mean? I want to see these matches. You know what I mean? It's like, and it's just shit that I've never seen before. I would have never thought of if, you know. But I don't think that's gonna happen. You know what I mean? That's just wishful thinking. But I'm curious to know what's gonna happen with NXT UK, man. You know, it started off when the brand first started. It was kind of just like Triple H was kind of getting on his Vince McMahon shit, like with the territories, how Vince did all the territories in the States back in the day, where he just wiped everybody out. Triple H was kind of on the same shit. So, you know what I mean? Like, we love Triple H. Triple H is king of kings. You know what I mean? He's so happy he's in charge now. But let's not get it. Triple H has turned himself into a business tycoon. That's why he was chosen to be head of creative and lead WWE into the future along with his wife and Nick Khan. But you know, I'm interested to see what Triple H does. Is he gonna still try to put his foot on the neck of the wrestling world all over and have NXTs pop up all over the place? I remember there was like rumors of an NXT over in one of the Asian countries. I'm not sure if it was China or Japan. I'm not sure where it was, but I'm not sure if they had their foot in India, like, because I know they had, you know, Jinder Mahal, and even back to the Great Khali days, they always had a big foot with that culture over there. Like, Triple H was trying to spread NXT across the globe, and he was trying to put, you know what I mean, a lot of wrestling territories in those areas in danger. Let's be serious, because when they opened up NXT UK, that shut down. You've heard other wrestling commentators from over on that side of the world talk about how that shut down a lot of the wrestling promotions over in the UK. So Triple H is definitely on his Vince McMahon shit when it comes to business. We're just happy that he's not a creep or covering up murders or, you know what I mean, you know, doing all the crazy stuff that Vince McMahon did. But he's still a businessman. He's still a business tycoon. You know what I mean? He probably wants to be a billionaire. I don't know if he wants to be a billionaire. Who needs $1 billion? But, you know, he's one of those guys. He's just a lot nicer about it. You know what I mean? So it's, you know, it is what it is. I respect him as a businessman. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, you trying to eat, but you trying to expand. But I just don't want to see territories all over the globe being shut down, you know what I mean? Because NXT is trying to spread its wings. I'd rather NXT focus on what they got going on over here and try to build the brand over here, you know? I mean, nobody's watching NXT UK, so I think it's a good idea to bring those big names over here, get people over here familiar with them. And yeah, let them shine on NXT. NXT needs more stars. You're going to be calling some people up from NXT soon. Carmelo Hayes is definitely on his way. Escobar lost his match, so he has to leave town, which means go to SmackDown or Raw soon. I really hope the whole crew comes. Legado del Fantasma, I hope they all come, you know what I mean, to the main roster, but I don't know how that's going to work because him losing the match meant they had to stay. So, we'll see how that works out, but Mandy Rose won her match, which is confusing. Now, is Stark going to go to the main roster? Because I was pretty sure Mandy Rose was going to lose, and then she was going to go back to the main roster because she's already been on the main roster, and she's even better now that she's been champion for forever in NXT. So she's fully prepared, but she's like the star of the show down there, her and Braun Breaker. Their little interaction was funny. They're both champions and they're both heels. Well, no, Braun Breaker's a babyface, but they're both champions. So they were out there arguing about who's going to be champion later in the night. That was pretty funny. But yeah, I'm interested, man. We're going to call up a lot of people from NXT soon. You know what I mean? Fill out the Raw and SmackDown rosters, which is great. You know what I mean? Inject some new blood, some new matches. Santos is going to kill it on the main roster. The dude is just dope, man. Let's just call it what it is. Santos is one of the best. His character work, you know what I mean, in-ring ability, he's one of the best, you know what I mean? Like, his entrance is dope, you know what I mean? It's like, I fuck with Escobar tough. So, you know, and obviously we got, you know, Hit Row coming back and Dexter Lumis sending love letters to Indy. So, everything is coming full circle and coming together, I guess. And I'm just praying that that the NXT Super UK superstars still get work if NXT UK is shut down. I kind of on some real shit. I kind of hope that NXT UK is done. I know that's I don't know if that's a good thing to say. I hope it's done just for the promotions over in the UK so they can start to flourish again, and those doors could be open for promoters over there to be able to start promotions and hire wrestlers and build, a wrestling scene over there that's not being controlled by someone over here. You know what I mean? And that's kind of what it was getting to. And obviously Triple H is over here. He doesn't live over there, so he can't be as hands-on with things. And, people can't just walk into his office and talk to, it's just different. So it's better for the wrestlers over there to have a promoter where they live in the same town or somewhere close. And the thing, is it just makes more sense. You know what I mean? In my opinion. So, it is what it is. We'll see. Shout out to all those NXT UK superstars that did get a chance to shine last night. So I don't know what's happening with. I don't care what's happening with Diamond Mine. Honestly, I don't even know why. I don't care. The Creed brothers are cool, but whatever. What y'all talking about in the chat was cracking KGM. Thanks for swinging through. You already know what it is. WoW Nation. Will Ospreay versus Seth Rollins will be fire. Fire, bro. Tyler Bates should beat Braun. And Davenport should be the NXT Women's Champion. Davenport? Who's Davenport? Blair Davenport? Is she NXT UK? I don't even know who that is, honestly. I don't watch either show. NXT fell off soon as the black and gold went away, man. All them bright colors, and I can't, man. It's just... Mandy Rose and Nikita Lyons wasn't enough to bait me into watching that show. I'm sorry. If T-Rav ain't watching the show, you definitely got to cancel the show. T-Rav even watches Dark and Elevation. Facts. Facts. Indy is getting called up too. You know what, Dave? I think you're right. I think that's what it is. Because, Dexter ain't about to be on both shows. So as soon as I saw that, it was like, oh, it was an invitation. So Indy's going to show up. She's probably going to help sneak him into Raw or something. They're going to be working together. They're just going to be like Bonnie and Clyde. I would love that. I would love if Indy came up. They were so fucking cool as a couple. Even as a part of the way. It was like, those guys are baby faces. They're not heels. They're in a heel faction, but they're not heels. Everybody loves Index. So it's like, Dexter wasn't even really in the group. He was just dating a girl that was in the group. So it was always their interactions. Matter of fact, he was fighting Johnny Gargano at one point. So it was pretty good, man. I loved everything about it. It's just such a shock when he got fired along with a bunch of other people. But it was a real shock because his character work is really good, man. And he's old. He's close to my age. He's 35, something like that. You know what I mean? I'm still older than he is. But yeah, he's not a young dude. He don't look like a young dude. Shout out to Dexter Loomis, friend of the channel. I got to bring his drop back now. You know what I mean? For the podcast intro. Podcast coming this Thursday, 5:20. Lock in with us. We 5:20 is 4:20 in Central Time. It's still 4:20 somewhere, but 5:20 just because that's when everybody can show up. So and surprise is coming soon. But yeah, so that's it for that story. NXT UK invaded NXT last night, and we'll see where that goes. We have a lot of stories to get through. I stayed on that for a long time, sorry. But let's talk about Sasha Banks in our other lead story of the day. This is some unfortunate news. Shout out to Sasha Banks and Naomi, who were ran up on by some reporter. I don't know. I don't want to say it was TMZ. They be yanking people's stuff down for even saying TMZ. But some reporter ran up on them and said, "Hey, you guys coming back to WWE?" Sasha just gave the death stare. Naomi looked like she was the hostage. She was trying to be friendly and she looked like she wanted to answer, but she knew Sasha was there. So she was like, you play too much. Why you asking us that? I don't even remember what she said, but it was something like that. But yeah, so they were somewhere. I think they were in Cali. I'm not sure if these two things happened, but that video and then this whole incident came out on the same day, back to back. No, the same day. So it was like I felt like they were in one place, but yeah, Sasha basically she parked her car in Oakland for 5 minutes and came outside and the whole window was bashed in. Someone robbed Sasha Banks. Now, what we can be grateful for is that Sasha Banks wasn't there when someone tried to rob her. You know what I mean? It's like that's what you should always be concerned about. Someone breaks into your car, or even if they steal your car, it's just a thing. You can replace it. You have insurance. There's things that can cover that. Fortunately, she didn't have anything serious in the car. They did have the footage of the robbery or whatever. Hopefully they catch the scumbag. I hate thieves. But yeah, so they just stole a bunch of makeup and hair supplies. So, I don't know what motherfucker just broke in. I guess they just took bags. You know what I mean? They probably got a Louis bag or something. She probably had a Louis bag. I'm like, why'd they pick her car? And it's not even a fancy car. It looked like she was in a fucking Mini Cooper or some shit. Like, it was like a little hatchback. It looked... I was like, who's picking that car to break into? But it's Oakland. Anything could happen at any time. So, or maybe they saw her getting out the car and they were like, oh, it's probably something in that car. Who fucking knows? But she said she was only away from her car for 5 minutes and it happened. So it feels like she was being watched. It really does feel like she was being watched, which is super unfortunate. You know what I mean? Which is and scary as hell. You know what I mean? To know that people could be stalking you, waiting to rob you or break into your shit. Like that's not a good feeling. And she's a very recognizable person. So any creep or weirdo that notices her when she's walking out in the street, just like that reporter going up and asking them a question they know she ain't about to fucking answer anyway, just wanting to be annoying. Yeah, man, that shit is scary. You don't want to be in no situation like that. You know what I mean? Male or female. You know what I mean? Somebody stalking you, you don't know if they want to hurt you. They want to, you know what I mean? This could just be, you know what I mean? This could be a stalker situation where somebody like stole makeup and hair supply. Like they just be trying to taunt her or do, like you never know, man. Like you never know what these creep, you know, mind. It could be a female, it could be a male. I don't know who it is. You know what I mean? That broker. If you knew it was hair supplies, I would assume it was a female. Cause I don't know. Hey man, hey Sasha, I know Sasha got that look at her hair. I gotta get that. Like, you know, so maybe they didn't. They just thought there was something valuable in the bag and they didn't know. Who fucking knows? I don't care. You know what I mean? It's like, I hate fucking thieves. Like, go work for it. You ain't got it, go work for it. You know what I mean? Period. You ain't got to take it from nobody else that did work for it. That's corny as fuck. So, you know, it is what it is, man. I hope Sasha, you know, she doesn't seem to be bothered by it. You know what I mean? I think she should probably, I mean, you can't let stuff concern you too much. You know what I mean? Control your life like that, but that's a scary situation. You know what I mean? You know, she out here walking around by herself and shit, and you know, I'd never like to see stuff like this happen, but Sasha will be okay. I'm sure she's a strong girl, so I'm sure she'll be okay. Let's get into our next story, man. We're gonna talk some Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens, who is definitely a Triple H guy. You know, he was doing an interview. I don't know who this interview is with. I put down the article, but I didn't write who the interview was by. But yeah, he was talking about, you know, how he's looking forward to the game, being a part of, you know, being head of creative now and how things would change and all that. His quote was, he said, getting to work with Triple H again is really exciting because he's obviously the reason I'm here. That's a massive statement right there. The reason I got my opportunity in WWE, my chance to go try out and eventually get signed and everything. It was the TWC show. That's who it was. I'm sorry. He said also, when I first started out, I was in NXT for a few months and I got to work directly with him. And it was so enlightening. I've been blessed to work with a lot of people that have tremendous minds in the industry. Owens also went on to say that Triple H's vision is unparalleled. Nothing that the recent regime changes have raised backstage morale. He said it's rejuvenated everybody. The atmosphere here is pretty great, and it's cool to see where things go from here. I think that's pretty much a consensus sentiment in WWE right now. Like, everybody is just happy to go to work now. You know, there's probably some people who are concerned, a few people who are concerned, but for the most part, people are happy to go to work because they know they're working for somebody who understands what it means to be a pro wrestler. You know what I mean? A professional fucking wrestler, and not a sports entertainer. Also a sports entertainer, because Triple H was one of the best. DX was a sports entertainment group, tag team, or faction, and they were just great pro wrestlers. One of the they had one of the best of all time, two of the best of all time in the group. You know what I mean? So it's you can do both, and Triple H understands that, and it doesn't have to be lame or corny or stupid. Obviously, you can't do the stuff DX was doing. They were ridiculous, but they were the reason that 10 million people were watching wrestling. Them in NWO. Let's call it what it is. So yeah, man, that's Kevin Owens' statement about Triple H. I thought it was pretty interesting. Wanted to mention that. He's just basically echoing what everybody else has been saying. Hold on a second. I got to go take a leak. No, I'm joking. That was actually what Renee Paquette said when she was on Monday Night Raw. One episode, she was talking about, this is a hilarious story, so I want to talk about it. Renee Paquette was, I'm not sure if I've heard her ever mention this story, but she was just recalling a time where she was working for Vince, and this goes along with the previous story, when she was working for Vince, and she had to take a piss early on in the show, and Vince, for some reason, during a 3-hour broadcast, told her that she couldn't until the show was over, which I can't understand. That's not comfortable. How you want somebody to try to commentate a show, you know what I mean? Like, she's having enough trouble out there, you know what I mean? Because she never did it before. You just making it worse on her. Michael Cole and Corey Graves are assholes because they were passing water back and forth and kept talking about making water references. And they were just cracking up out there the whole time. She said when she went backstage and talked to Vince, he just bust out laughing. He was just laughing at her. I'm like, yo, man, so you have people torturing themselves for your amusement? Like, he's a real dick. Like, let's just call it what it is. Vince McMahon was a fucking asshole. Like, I don't even know, like, how his brain worked. You know what I mean? Most of the time. Like, how was that funny making somebody hold their piss for 2-3 hours? Like, what if she just pissed on Michael Cole and Corey Graves? Like, what if she was just like, fuck it, just let loose? Then what you gonna do? You know what I mean? You gonna be mad then. Shit. So I just thought that was a funny story. Not a big one, just a funny one. Let's see. Oh yeah, we gotta talk about Chris Statlander because I've been there. I've been there, sis. Friend of the channel. I don't even know if I've ever played her drop that she did for us, but yeah. She did do a drop for the show, for the podcast. But shout out to Chris Statlander. Unfortunately, she tore her ACL, man. That sucks. Damn. Oh, man. And they're saying 6 to 8 months. And this, obviously, if you follow AEW, this is after she blew out the other knee, just not even a couple years ago, and had to recover from that. Came back looking more in shape than ever, looking like she was ready to go. Got rid of the dumb gimmick with the aliens. It wasn't dumb. It was kind of just, it had ran its course. She wanted to be taken seriously, which I'm happy, because she was, she was the number one contender for the AEW Women's Championship. Now it's Toni Storm, but it was Chris Statlander, and she got hurt. So it just sucks because she keeps getting right there, and she's an AEW original, so you want to see her get the title, and she's clearly talented in the ring, and she's, I think she's capable. I think she would have an amazing babyface run as champion, but she just, them knees, man. And it sucks trying to come back from an ACL, man. I know mine is 4+ years later, and my knee is jacked up. Like, I still think I might need to go get another surgery. You know what I mean? So these things could, they took some ligament from somewhere and put it in my knee, and that's supposed to hold, but it just feels like these things are tough to come back from. But she's already said that she's she's dealt with it before. She's gonna come back stronger than ever. Everybody better look out when she gets back. That's the positive attitude you need when you're dealing with something like this, because ACL tears fucking suck. They suck so bad, man. I never wish that pain and that recovery on anybody. You know what I mean? So hopefully she recovers fast and she's able to come back sooner than later, but not before she's ready, because you gotta get that thing right, man. We got more news about the AEW women's division, and this is really interesting news. Am I ready to see Kenny Omega tonight? Yeah, I am. I'm ready to see him. I mean, that's the word on the streets. So we'll see if he actually shows up this week or next week or at the pay-per-view or after the pay-per-view. Who knows? But I would imagine that he's going to show up to be their tag team partner. But yeah, we'll talk about that when it happens. The gimmick was dumb. The nose boot was dumb. It was cute for kids. It wasn't. It was lame. It was lame if you're an adult. Like I get it. You know what I mean? It's not something adults really were latching onto, and that's why she dropped it. I get it. That's why she dropped it. But let's talk about the AEW's women's division a little bit more, because Thunder Rosa, who we've all, not all, but a lot of us, including myself, have already stated that her championship reign, although well-deserved and earned, hasn't been the best. It's been kind of bland. In her words, it's been challenging. A challenging title run. She was talking to somebody about this, and she said it's been really challenging because being champion on a major platform is different than when I was the NWA Women's Champion. There's a lot more at stake. There's a lot more that you're representing, and also a little bit of pressure. She also went on to say, every time you stand in front of the camera, you just want to make sure you're perfect. The thing is, it's not about perfection. It's about making a difference. And I hope that I've been making a difference in the women's division. So I think she missed something. I mean, yeah, she's right about those. A lot of pressure. Things are different, bigger stage. I get it. But you got to be booked well, right? Isn't that the problem? you gotta be booked well. It's not her fault. She's a phenomenal pro wrestler. She's her energy and her charisma. It's not her. She's been booked like a fucking weirdo. Like, they got her in tag team matches as the champion. It's just like, I know, can they coexist? We get it. Like, I don't care about, like, and now she's doing the awkward thing with Toni Storm again because Chris Statlander, we just spoke about, is out. You know what I mean? So it's just like, okay, the frenemies thing. Give her like some real opponents. Like, just give her some real opponents. She got, like, if she was gonna beat Jade Cargill and have that be her first loss against Jade Cargill's first loss against Thunder Rosa, and because you want to get Thunder Rosa over as, the best women's wrestler in the company, then do that. Jade can recover. Jade will recover. Jade Cargill is number one in the AEW women's division. She's, she would probably go to WWE and be, top 2 or 3. You know what I mean? Like, it just is what it is. Look at her. She's a fucking Avenger. Like, she looks like a superhero. So, of course, and I think that's probably part of the problem. The belt should be swapped. Like, Jade should be wearing the big, like, because if you look at those two, and you was like, if they fought, who would win? You would clearly pick Jade Cargill every single time. You know what I mean? Thunder Rosa is fiery and spunky and the better professional wrestler, and all that good stuff. But Jade has a 90-inch reach. Her arms are as long as Thunder Rosa's whole body. So it's like, I just don't see it happening. So it just, she doesn't feel like the champ because, just like Dave said, Jade Cargill, it seems like the champ. She's got the more swag. She's got more charisma. She's cut better promos. You know what I mean? She cuts way better promos than Thunder Rosa. Everything is just, not that Thunder Rosa doesn't feel authentic, but Jade Cargill, it just feels like that's who she is in real life. You know what I mean? No face paint, no none of that. She ain't got to come out in a sombrero or none of that shit with a, mariachi band. She ain't got to do nothing. She just come out looking fly as fuck with all her muscles. You know what I mean? And her baddies. You know what I mean? So it's like, I get it. I get why it's tough for Thunder Rosa, but she also, she don't want to take shots at Tony Khan. That's probably not the smartest thing to do. take shots at the guy who's booking the matches. So I get why she didn't bring it up, but I'm going to bring it up. Because her title reign hasn't been good because she hasn't been booked properly. You know what I mean? Jade Cargill has been booked properly for the most, for the most part. You know, there's some stuff that didn't need to happen. It was just like it's unnecessary, but I get it. You're just stacking, you know, making her look better and better in these situations, with the opponent she's going against. But yeah, man, Jade Cargill needs to be the AEW Women's Champion. Like, how is she not the number one contender again when records matter and she's undefeated? Remind me. How does this system work? Anybody? She's literally never lost a match. How is she not the number one contender for the Women's World Heavyweight Championship? Why is Toni Storm getting another shot after she already lost? Anybody? Oh, I mean, I don't know. So that's just an interesting situation for Thunder Rosa. You know, she's doing the best she can with what she has, I think. She's just in a really awkward position. Like she said, you know, it's a bigger stage and it's, you know, yeah. I agree, Jug. The ranking system is broken now. I mean, the ranking system was broken when CM Punk came in and won like 5 matches. And, you know what I mean? It's like, they just be putting people, there is no ranking system. Jon Moxley is defending the AEW World Championship against random people one time who might not ever be seen again. What the fuck? Like, the ranking system is completely dead. They do mention records every now and then, but they don't mention it how they were mentioning it the first couple years. Like how they made a big deal out of the records. And it was a good thing. It was a good idea. But it doesn't work in pro wrestling. It just doesn't. Like, I get it, and it makes it feel a little bit more real, blah, 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 but it's just tough. You're scripting everything. You know what I mean? So it's tough. It's not like, you know, it's like every man for himself and it's unscripted. It's all, you know what I mean? Scripted. Now, I hate using the word fake, but it's like, it's set up. So it's like, how can you use a ranking system in something that's scripted and then be able to change anything? It just boxes you in so much. You have to put on matches if you've given somebody a certain amount of wins, even if they're not over. You know what I mean? And you get to a big pay-per-view and you got to put somebody in a headline match that's not over with the crowd, as much as you try to get them over by giving them wins. It's going to make you suffer. Your matches are going to suffer. Now, AEW clearly hasn't had any problems with their pay-per-views and the matches they put on, but it's because they're not paying attention to the records anymore. They can't. They just cannot. You know what I mean? So, yeah, the system is broken. I don't know if there is a fix, you know what I mean, for it or anything like that, but, you know, We'll see. We'll see. AEW has a couple things that they need to fix to really, really be able to compete with WWE, you know, and possibly, you know, get that other million people that are watching WWE, the extra million people to watch Dynamite as well. Nobody's watching Rampage on Friday night at 10 p.m. But on what happened, what else we gonna talk about? Oh, yeah. Let's talk about this because this is interesting. Brandi Rhodes had a match at the Performance Center. Do you guys want to see Brandi Rhodes wrestle? Anybody? Does anybody want to see Brandi Rhodes wrestle? I think she's only had like 1 or 2 matches. Did she wrestle in AEW? I think she did have like a mixed tag match or something, or I don't remember if she wrestled in AEW. But she went on to say she was training at the Performance Center. She went on to say, she went on to say, I'm still training all the time. She was talking to Muscle and Fitness, big popular fitness magazine. People can connect the dots and make of that what they will. I will tell you, I wouldn't be training and getting beat up just for the hell of it. So obviously, I do plan to continue my in-ring career. When and where, that is yet to be seen, but I hope it does happen. Everybody is happy and proud. I hope that when it does happen, everybody is happy and proud. Okay. Okay. Cool. Good luck to her. Just not a very likable person. She's one of those girls. She's just one of those girls. Like, you could be like Jade Cargill and have attitude and sass and stuff and still be likable. You know what I mean? Like, people still want to root for you, and I like her. I don't. She's just not very likable. You know what I mean? But, it is what it is. She's married to Cody. So if she does wrestle, I would assume it would be in WWE or NXT. You know what I mean? Well, I guess NXT is WWE, but you know what I mean. Yeah. So I don't know. I can't even recall her wrestling, honestly. I cannot recall Brandi Rhodes in a wrestling ring. I kind of can, but I can't remember a move that she did at all or anything that happened in a match. I don't get it. So, I'm always looking for people to chase their passions, or happy when people chase their passions and they go out. So I'm not gonna hate on her and be like, oh, she shouldn't, because I don't really know if she's good or if she sucks. Like, I don't know. So she deserves a chance like anybody else, I would guess. But I would imagine there's 1,000 people ahead of her in line. But like I said, I don't know. She could be great. You know what I mean? She could be the next Sasha Banks. Oh man, I wanted to tell a joke. But what else we got to talk about today? I don't know if I want to see Brandi Rhodes wrestle, man. I don't know. I'm not sold yet. What else we got? That might be it for today, man. That might be it. I know Raw's viewership was up a little bit. Well, they maintained it. It was at like 1.9 million. It was up a couple thousand folks, but the viewership for Raw was pretty decent. I don't really care about that shit until they talking about Raw or SmackDown is hitting 2.5, 3 million. It's always around. And, it's creeping up a little bit, but it's, it just is what it is. It's not a massive sea change with the viewing audience right now. Hopefully that'll happen the more Triple H puts things in place. Oh man, you know what I did want to update? Damn, hold on, let me look this up real quick. I did want to update you guys on the G1 because we are down to the final four in the G1 Climax, 32nd edition. If you don't know, yeah, there's been some great matches. I haven't got to watch them all, but I've got to watch a couple. And I'm pretty sure I picked Okada and Ospreay to be in the final four. I'm pretty sure I did that. But they're going to be joined in the final four in the semifinals by Tama Tonga, which was a shock to me. I did not expect Tama Tonga to be in the G1 Climax semifinals. And he's going to be facing against Kazuchika Okada, one of my favorite wrestlers. And Will Ospreay is going to be going up against Tetsu Naito. I mean, I think that's, makes sense. I think Trav might have picked him to be in the finals. So I got to go back and look at that. I don't even really remember who we picked. But, yeah, so we got Okada versus Tonga, and we got Ospreay versus Naito. So, y'all ready for Okada versus Ospreay Part 17? We all ready? We ready? Because I'm ready. I'll see it again. I'll have another, please. I mean, I'm not about to complain about that at all, because that better be the fucking match. I mean, Okada and Naito, cool. Ospreay, Tama Tonga. That's not the money. Is that the money match? Will Ospreay and Tama Tonga? And no disrespect to Tama Tonga, you know what I mean? Great, you know what I mean? But is that the money match? Like, he feels like the underdog in this situation. Obviously, Tetsu Naito is one of the best, and I could see him winning it as well. You know what I mean? He would be going up against Okada in the finals if he beat Ospreay. I don't know. I just think just do Okada and Ospreay again, man. People are going to watch. You want people to tune in, just do Okada and Ospreay again. You know what I mean? Just do it. I'll watch it again. There's people who are just getting hip to these guys over the last few years, been watching their old matches. You do it again, Now, all the new wrestling fans, all the people who know about New Japan Pro Wrestling because of AEW, they could be like, oh, maybe they're watching the G1 Climax and they get to see it live in real time. So, yeah, Okada versus Ospreay got to be the finals, man. That's got to be the finals. At least that's what I'm hoping. We need T-Rav for the G1 updates. He watched. Yeah, he's the one who be making sure I watch. But yeah, he definitely be watching them joints. There's so much wrestling to watch, especially when you have the indies. Yeah, it's a lot, bro. That's why I can't watch. I can't really get into NXT. I can't really get into AEW Rampage. Like I can't. Those shows that don't really have high viewership, I can't even. It makes no sense to cover them. People aren't watching them, so who's about to watch a YouTube show about it? So, it's like, and it's just so much because I want to talk about New Japan and what's going over there. I'll never be able to talk about Ring of Honor. Like we would have to be on 7 days a week for 5 hours a day. Like it's just a lot. So, it's a whole lot of pro wrestling, and that's great for pro wrestling fans. That's great for pro wrestling fans. I have no complaints. I'm just not gonna watch all of it. You know what I mean? I'm gonna watch what I'm interested in, and I'm gonna keep it moving. You know what I mean? But I can't even watch what I'm into. I'm gonna watch what I have the time to watch because I would love to have watched all these G1 matches because I heard there were some bangers. Zack Sabre Jr., Jeff Cobb got a couple big wins that I would have liked to seen. I could still go watch them later, but you know what I mean. So yeah, G1 Climax semifinals, man. Okada and Tonga and Will Ospreay and Naito. So let's get part 27 of Okada and Ospreay. I'm with the shits. So yeah, man, I think that's pretty much it for the news today. Let me look up real quick, see if there's any new news stories. There's some Mickie James news. I don't know if anybody really cares about that too much. No offense to Mickie James. She's I think there's a rumor that came out recently about her being retired or her just saying she's done with wrestling, but she was talking to somebody at ABC 12 festival, and this was in France, and she said, "I think I'll do stuff with wrestling in some capacity." I'm sorry, she was talking to My TV 26 at Stockton Con. That's where she was. She said, "I enjoy doing things like this, conventions, as a way to reconnect with the fans, and I don't really know what's next. That's the beauty of it." Yeah, just do that. You know what I think Mickie James should do? I think Triple H should rehire this lady to work backstage. Like, she was so disrespected. I don't even remember that little midget's name that sent her a trash bag with all her shit in it. But he's gone. Obviously, the regime changed. So I doubt she has any ill, will towards Triple H, even though WWE did let him go or whatever and apologize to her because that shit wasn't cool. But yeah, give her a job in WWE, man. She's earned that. Obviously, she's one of the most popular wrestlers ever in the women's division at WWE. She has major moments in WWE. You gotta give her credit for what she's done, and she's a great pro wrestler. Like, she turned herself, that feud with Trish that she had back in the day, she turned herself into, a great sports entertainer, and she's always been really good in the ring. I think she got slept on early, but then as she got older and went other places and showed what she could do, people start giving her props for her in-ring ability as a pro wrestler. So, yeah, shout out to Mickie James, man. It was interesting to see what's going on with her always, But that's about it, man. I think that's about it for today's show, man. I don't know what else we're going to talk about, man, but yeah, that's about it. Apparently, Becky Lynch is working on a big project while she's out. I seen her do a little interview with the Rock or whatever, her and Seth Rollins, But we'll see. I don't know. I don't want to get into it too much because I don't know too much about it. But I think she's working with The Rock, you know what I mean, as far as this project. But when I get more news on that, I'll let you guys know. But that's it for today's show, man. I'm going to go get some grub. And, yeah, I'll probably be – I might be on I might do Rumbleverse today. But we definitely have another reaction video dropping in a couple hours, so stay tuned for that. What you guys talk about in the chat. I missed a couple. Mickie is always kind of retired. Yeah, that's a good point. She's always halfway in, halfway out. But that's because she got other things going on. Is she a country music singer and some other shit? So she got other shit going on. That's cool. So yeah, man, we're gonna get up out of here. It's your boy Mr. HD. Make sure you like the video before you get out if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel. Send the video to somebody else that likes wrestling if you can, man. I appreciate all that shit, man. WoW Nation, you already know what it is, man. It's your boy Mr. HD. I'm out of here. Deuces.
We want the smoke. Talk to 'em. We want the smoke.